Sorry. So I will repeat. There are ethical risks
Yes, sir. We can repeat.
about
Yes.
vulnerable groups, sensitive topics, no, and of course, element of deception. I'm recording because for those who are not present, so that they can still listen to the presentation. So the third risk is the element of deception when they are deceived, such as covert observation used without a participant's full or informed consent. They are deceived, no, because they are made to believe that the research paper that you're going to do will benefit them, no. So you do not promise anything about the conduct of research paper. So that's why part of your informed consent should be about the objectives, should be about the benefits that they will be receiving, etc., etc. If there's none, then you do not put anything that will not be possible. No. The fourth one is the access to confidential records or information. You have to remember of the Data Privacy Act that was released by the National Privacy Commission last 2012. Any personal and sensitive information pertinent to the subject or the respondents must not be divulged. No, as much as possible, the identification of the name of the school, identification of the name of the family, no, those must be avoided to ensure that confidentiality and anonymity are in place. And finally, activities leading to stress, anxiety, or humiliation amongst target groups. When your paper would humiliate your respondents, then that is against ethics. So you must think of, actually, you can think of topics in the Philippines that are not yet acceptable, and you try to do that. That is against ethics. You might be humiliating certain groups. No, we know for a fact that the Philippines is a democratic country and generally Roman Catholic, no, by religion. So there are acceptable and unacceptable beliefs and practices. So if you think that your paper will humiliate this group of people, then you stop. You do not do that. Example, you would like to explore the reasons why during this pandemic time there are human beings or personalities that because of poverty they would use cyber or online platform for prostitution. Have you heard of it? But if that kind of study about cyber prostitution would humiliate the target groups, you should not do that because that is against the ethical conduct of research. Now, there are 4 major ethical principles in conducting research. First, avoid harm to participants and produce benefits. Second, ensure informed consent of participants. Third, respect the privacy of participants. And third and fourth, avoid the use of deception. Parang sinamarize ko lang din. But to avoid harm to participants, you must have a checklist. They should not be embarrassed. They should not be ridiculed. They must be belittled or generally subject to mental distress. The feeling of anxiousness, the distress, subject to negative emotional reactions. So those are the emotional feelings or feelings that you need to avoid in doing a research, because research should produce positive benefits. And what are those? Upon conducting your research, the findings of your research should add to human knowledge. It should not add burden. It should not add disappointments or stress or humiliation to the group of people. I'm not talking about to a person ha. I'm talking about to a group of people, no? It should add to human knowledge, yielding accurate and valid results. You have to ensure that you get the representativeness of the total population. It is ethical that you should compute the sample size, because when you generalize and you are only talking of certain number or limited number of people, that is unethical. For you to say that it is unethical, there is this what you call sample size that is scientific in nature. You must compute for that. That's why it yield accurate and valid results. And of course, providing feedback to respondents if possible. It is our responsibility that after our study, we provide them with feedback as regards to the result, because some findings would hurt them, some findings would not be acceptable to them, no? So you must consult them first, and to promote greater self-understanding if desired, no? That is why the Data Privacy Act would tell us that as much as possible, we protect the identity of the respondents. We never mentioned the name of the school in our title, even in the entire paper. We never mentioned the group of people. That's why variables such as age, gender, monthly income, educational attainment, those are not very good variables, because those are personal and sensitive information that I think would not help your paper, no? So the second principle is informed consent. Researchers should provide information on, especially if your respondents are human beings and they will be providing you informations that are also sensitive to them, for them, then you need to secure an informed consent. They need to sign an informed consent. So what is the content of the informed consent? It must provide the aims of the research. What are the aims of research? Who will be undertaking the research? So take note of the prior comment about avoiding vulnerable groups, no? As much as possible, they are adults, because adults in psychology are more or less stable. Ano lang to, theory lang to, more or less stable and can handle stresses. Pero sometimes hindi naman totoo. Meron mga adults na hindi pa rin stable at hindi pa rin kaya mag-handle ng emotional stresses. So, and then part of the informed consent is that who is being asked to participate, no? You must enumerate the respondents, what kind of information is being sought or to be sought. That should be written in the informed consent, and how much of the participants' time is required. Take note that you will be asking permission, because the participants' time is very important. There are participants who are very busy and will allot time for your research. In short, kayo po nakikiusap, dapat you should be very strict when you say that you will be taking 1 hour of his or her time, and you must comply with that. Kasi baka mamaya yung 1 hour ninyo naging 1 day na, no? At pwedeng ikagalit yon ng respondent, at pwedeng sabihin sa inyo na you're taking so much of my time, I'm so busy. Pag gano'n na yung sinabi sa inyo, drop them. Drop them. You do not include them in your study. That's why in our research paper, mortality rate is normal. Mortality rate is normal. And when I say mortality rate, there may be respondents who do not want to participate, so we will not force them. Remember, there is what we call sample size. So those who do not belong to the sample size, no, it's possible that they may reject you, but you can get an additional sample from the non-selected sample size, the non-selected size respondents rather, to fill up the appropriateness of the sample size. And then the participation in the study is voluntary. It is voluntary when they affix their signature. It is important that they should affix their signature. according to law, I asked my lawyer whether e-signature is allowed. According to my lawyer, it's not allowed. It should be authentic signature. No? So ibig sabihin, pag gumagawa kayo ng research, pwede maging magastos kasi you can send the informed consent through LBC with return stamp. Meron bang ganon? Yung tipong after the respondent has signed the informed consent, may automatic na doon na hindi na siya magbabayad, i-return na lang sa LBC, pabalik sa inyo. But it must be signed by the subject originally, not digitally. Kasi ang mga digital signature pwedeng dayain na ngayon. No? Kaya sa law, hindi pwede ang digital signature. That responding to all questions is voluntary. If they think the questions are embarrassing, they can say, no, I cannot answer the questions. And then you must also explain in your informed consent who will have access to the data once it is collected. You must inform them that your data, your paper will be used for academic interaction, for the sake of academic argument, parang ganon. How anonymity of respondents will be preserved. No, sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina that their identity must be protected, and who should it be returned and by when. No? So those are parts. Checklist ito ng informed consent. Kung nakuha nyo to, pag nagbasa kayo ng informed consent, dapat itong mga to present. Pag isa na wala dito, kulang ang informed consent niyo. Naituro na ba o not yet? Ang paggawa ng informed consent? Not yet. So
Not yet, Doc.
Good. At least may naidagdag ako sa inyong paggawa ng research kasi ethics yung pinag-usapan natin. Welcome. All right. So the third part is respecting privacy. Respondents must give informed consent. I mentioned that a while back. And respondents have the right to withdraw at any time. You cannot force them. And data, either in electronic or manual forms, must be kept securely. Must be kept in private. No? So pag yan ay lumabas, halimbawa, meron kayong instrument na pinamudmod, sinagutan nila. Tapos, nakalagay doon sa instrument yung mga data about address, about monthly income. Tapos, pagkatapos yung gamitin, binasura nyo. Nilagay nyo sa basurahan. Tapos, yung basurero, nakita. Tapos nabasa ng basurero yung address niya. Tapos pinuntahan yung pinuntahan yung may-ari, yung sumagot, binalik sa kanya. Yun, yari kayo doon. That is a sign of data privacy violation. Kasi ibig sabihin, pinagkalat nyo yung address niya. Kaya siya napuntahan ng basurero. Even the contact numbers, email addresses, dapat hindi yan pinagkakalat. So I suggest, if you have a manual instrument, shred them afterwards. If you have an electronic copy, you put them securely in your laptop, no? At hindi nyo dapat isinisend kung saan-saan. Not in your Facebook accounts, not in your email addresses, because those online platforms are not secured right now. Pwedeng ma-hack anytime. No? So iingatan nyo yon hanggat maaari, nasa laptop nyo lang yon if you have data that are in electronic or in manual forms. And finally, avoiding deception, you must be open and transparent as to your research objectives, the methods that you're going to employ, the uses of your research paper, and the role of the respondents, including time, and any other commitments. Some of the respondents would expect that you are under SWS. Parang kayo ay pinadala para mag-survey. And minsan kasi yung mga nagsa-survey na yan, may kapalit yan, may pag-grocery item, merong konting pera. So you have to explain in your informed consent na you do not intend to provide them something in return. This is voluntary. And if they cooperate, you say thank you. If not, they are not obliged to participate. Kasi baka mamaya manghingi sa inyo. Baka mamaya akala kayo yung umiikot sa mga bahay-bahay at naglalagay ng number. Tapos makalagay ng number, may kapalit na, na grocery items. At nangangampanya pala. No? So yun. So in summary, when we say ethics in research, it refers to the moral principles guiding research, conducting research in a responsible and morally defensible way. Any research involving the study of human populations can involve ethical considerations, but particularly research that deals with vulnerable groups, yung sinabi ko kanina, and or involves sensitive topics that could cause distress or anxiety or involves any element of deception. And finally, central to the principles of research are that it should first, avoid harm to participants. Second, ensure informed consent. Third, respect the privacy of participants. And of course, you need to avoid deception. All right? So I think I am done with my short sharing. But it may be short, but I think this would be of great help, especially you are in the graduate school, that research is live and you have no other options but to really conduct research. Meron ako nakikitang may nagpo-post na meron tayong mga research colloquium. And sana you have to ensure that this ethical conduct in doing research must be present, no? Or must be must be done in your paper, or else your paper will be unethical. All right. So any clarification before we end?
Noted po, Doc. Thank you so much, sir.
No problem, Dr. Lester.
Thank you, Doc. That was very insightful.
Thank you
po.
Alvin.
Very good. Okay, thank you.
Sir,
So,
question lang po.
question. All right.
Kailan po yung due po ng lahat po ng amin pong requirement?
Kailan ba mag-e-end ang semester natin?
June 12, Doc.
June 12. So that will be June 12.
Ay po. Thank you po.
The submission will be on June 12 para pag nabasa ko, magbibigay na kagad ako ng grade. And as early as now, for your oral presentation, wala pa rin yung mga paper submission. I am giving everyone a flat one for the effort in making sense of the literature and
Thank you.
in our
Thank you, sir.
So meron na kayong flat one from the oral discussion. Mag-vary na lang yun doon sa mga papers and documents and video presentations that you will be submitting in the learning management system. All your participations will not be put into waste. They will be graded accordingly. No? So yung oral presentation nyo ngayon, of course, mula nung nakaraan, puro flat one ang ibibigay ko. But of course, do not expect that the final grade will be flat one, because there are other elements that I will include as part of the grading system. All right. So, do you have any more clarification?
Sir, I have a question po.
Sure.
Regarding po dun sa video, if we will be conducting it po virtually, is it okay na naka-turn off na lang po ang camera nung i-interviewin?
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Naka-turn off. Oo.
Para po hindi sila ma-identify. Tapos aanahan na lang po yung name. I-edit na lang.
Pwede rin. Basta you protect the identity. It's up to your creativity. Gusto ko lumabas yung creativity ninyo, no? Yung mga tipong nag-i-interview kayo sa Soko, tapos nakamadilim yung mukha nung in-interview ninyo.
Para
Tapos,
may krimen.
tapos nakamadilim yung mukha, Tapos, babae siya, pero naging boss lalaki.
Lalaki.
So, ewan ko na kung ma-identify pa. Bahala kayo sa creativity ninyo. I do not want to dictate kasi I know that you are creative enough to come up with the requirement. You will notice I'm only giving assignment pero it's up to you to be creative in your presentation. Okay na?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you po.
Yes, Doc. Thank
Right,
you po. We
so-
were able to surpass our colloquium yesterday. We will be able to surpass this one also. Thank
For
you po.
sure. For sure. Kasi ano na lang ang kulang nyo na lang is interview. Di ba? Meron na kayo ng PowerPoint. Meron na kayo ng summary ng inyong mga research articles. So, yun na lang ang kulang nyo. 1 to 2 minutes lang naman yun. Galingan nyo na lang ang inyong editing. No? Editing. Para lang kayong vlogger. Mag-vlogger kayo. All right? So, individual po ang posting ha. So, each name sa LMS will be individually uploaded. Isa lang ang hinihingi kong summary, yung manggagaling kay Dr. Lester. Sa June 12 na rin siguro yun, Dr. Lester, pwede na?
Sure po. Thank you
Okay.
po.
No problem. So if there are no more questions, and do you plan to take a class pick? Or
Yes, Doc. Kindly turn on your camera po, everyone. This
Yes,
would be our last
this will be
photo
our last
for this class.
synchronous
Yes.
class. Last na to. And then maghihintay na lang kayo ng final rating after you submitted your video. And
Class.
it was nice meeting all of you and hope to see you again. No, you are my first batch of students from the University of Batangas.
It's
And
our pleasure, sir, meeting you, learning from you. Thank you so much po.
likewise, same here. And I found out that UBAT students, graduate students, are intellectually active, proactive, and very intelligent pala ang mga taga University of Batangas.
Wow, thank you po.
With the heart.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Sige, kung wala nang tanong, maraming salamat sa inyong lahat at mag-iingat palagi. Goodbye everyone. Kung wala na
Uy,
kayo.
let's have the photo op, sir.
May photo op nga pala. O di sige.
Photo op, sir. Photo.
Together with the patron saint of all teachers,
Isa
Saint
lang.
John Baptist de La
Isip
Salle
ko
at my
lang,
back.
mukhang na ako, mukhang haggard na.
Ayan, Saint John po, andyan.
Doc Jojo, nasaan ka na?
Doc Jojo.
We will miss you, classmates. This is our last subject.
This would be our last academic requirements.
Yes.
Last na ba? Tapos enrollment nyo na next trimester.
In June, sir, we shall be having our seminar in dissertation writing and PLAN, foreign language. That would be our very last.
That's good. Congratulations. Malapit na pala kayo matapos yung karamihan.
I think the two of us, because Miss Eileen already is going to take her comprehensive examination, right, Miss Eileen? Okay na po. One,
Yes,
two,
yes. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
One.
By July.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, smile. One more.
Thank you.
Smile. Waki naman po. Ako lang hindi makapag-waki. Smile. Ayan. One more waki. Smile. Okay po. Thank you so
Alright.
much. Just
To all my future doctor colleagues, good luck to you and always keep safe. You are our future colleagues in the doctorate program. Mga ilang sem na lang, doctor na rin kayo. Tapos na kayo sa pagiging nurse.
Makakapaggamot na ata, sir.
Ha?
Makakapaggamot na po, hindi na maglalaway.
Oo, tama. Pwede ka na bumili ka na ng prescription pad mo, pwede ka na magreseta.
Bye-bye po.
Bye everyone.
Bye-bye po.
Bye po.
Salamat po.
Thank you po, sir.
Thank you also.
Thank you po.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye po.
Bye.
Po, salamat po.
Sir Duki, PM na lang po ako sa inyo.